What's going on, everybody? This is David. Today I'm going to be showing you what it's like to use a 55-inch OLED TV as a monitor. I know there's a lot of people out there that say this is way too large to use as a monitor, and there's also a lot of videos out there about the 48-inch OLED and the 42-inch OLED, but the 55-inch OLED is a lot easier to find on the used market, and you can usually snatch up one for a pretty good price. Like, this is the LG BX, and I think it's a 2020 model, and I got this for $600, and it is basically brand new. I mean, this thing does not look like it's ever been used. It looks pristine. So you can find a really nice slightly used OLED out there for a really good price, for a price that no monitor can come close to in terms of image quality. Also, in this video, I will tell you guys the pros and cons of using this as a monitor, but I'm also gonna give you guys some mitigation techniques of how you can reduce any strain that you might be concerned about, such as headaches. I get zero headaches using this, even upon hours and hours of using it, because of the things that I do to mitigate any issues. So I'm going to show you that in this video as well. All right, first of all, let's get the cons out of the way. This is a TV, so you're going to have a remote. This is actually a con and a pro. A pro because you're going to have all those smart TV functions, so you can just kind of sit on your couch like I have here and just watch your TV if you want to with all the smart features. But it's also a con because you gotta pretty much have this with you all the time. As soon as you start your TV, this is not gonna recognize that you started, or did I just say TV? As soon as you start your computer, this is not gonna recognize that you started your computer. You're gonna have to press the power button each and every single time and then start it, and gotta have to wait for it to load up. However long that takes. I think this thing is actually in standby mode. There we go. All right, and then I'm just gonna put in my, let's see here. There we go. So you're gonna have to do that every single time you want to turn it on. And when you turn off your computer, this is not gonna turn off by itself either. You're gonna have to turn it off. I mean, unless you have like some kind of auto sleep mode on it, it's not gonna go to auto sleep. It's not gonna detect when the computer turns off and turn off by itself. You're gonna have to do that with the remote. Not a big deal. Like, it's not the most, inconvenient thing to do, but it's a little more inconvenient than just having it auto sleep on its own when it detects that your computer turns off. Like I said, not a huge deal, but that is one thing. Also, you're gonna have some slight issues with it going black for some reason. Sometimes when I start up a game, the whole screen goes black and I have to turn off the display and turn it on again, and then it displays the image. So it's got a little bit of a weird thing going on with it, but that only happens sometimes and it's very rare. Other than that, those are literally the only cons of using it. And of course, the other con that you may be thinking of is it's too large, but in my opinion, that's not a con at all. I really love the size of this, even sitting at 55 inches. And I'm gonna show you two of the mitigation techniques that you can use that are very easy to apply and very cost effective. So first thing is, if you go in the link in the description below, I'll show you a Walmart stand. It's a Visa mount stand with rollers that you can mount your TV on. So if you want your desk to be a little bit further away from the screen and you don't want to wall mount it, well, that is a great way to mount your TV. It's literally like a tripod for your TV. It's not going to take up a lot of space. It's got small little rolling legs on the bottom, and I almost got it before I found this other solution for this thing right here. I just recently got this, and this rolls out from under your desk, allows me to put my keyboard here and my mouse, and I have a lot of space here, more than enough space than I need. And I got this for like 55 bucks. I'll link that in the description below as well. and this allows me to sit perfectly from the computer. So let me show you. Before, this is I had to use the keyboard and mouse on the table, and in my opinion, this was a little too close. My view was, let me see if I can match the camera. So this is what my view kind of was. You know, it literally filled up my entire peripheral vision. So with this, I can scoot back a little bit, and let me see. This is what my view is like when I'm sitting. Obviously, I have to move the camera back a little bit further than what my eyes see, but this is what I see pretty much like this when I use this with this right here. So this is perfect for me. This fills up a lot of my peripheral vision, but not too much. I can look to my left, I can look to my right very easily, and it lets me, when I play a game like Battlefield, it lets me spot the enemies super easily. I can see them as far away as possible, and I can get a good aim at them because the screen is so large, the enemies are so big. And also, another big benefit is you can max out your FOV settings in the games, and it's not gonna look weird. So every single game I have, I max it out to 120 or 105 or 110, whatever the game's gonna let me max it out to. I max it out to that amount, and it doesn't look weird. It's not too much, right? The enemies don't look too small. It actually looks perfect for this screen size. Another big benefit is obviously amazing image quality. You get those beautiful OLED blacks, and this isn't only good for watching YouTube videos or movies. You're gonna get this benefit playing games as well. Just look at this. You're not gonna get this from any monitor unless it's another OLED. You're just not. You can spend $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 on some mini LED monitor with, you know, however many zones it has, but it's never gonna compare to an OLED that I got for 600 bucks. Every game I play on this is just amazing. It looks spectacular. Another thing I noticed when I switched to this from my IPS 200 hertz monitor is the amazing motion clarity. I cannot see any perceivable motion blur or ghosting at all. The picture is so clear, it is incredible. Like look at this UFO right here. I mean, on the camera it probably looks like it's ghosting, but in my eyes, this top one, I see absolutely no ghosting. It literally looks like a clear image just going across the screen. These ones on the bottom, the 60 FPS and the 30 FPS look a little bit worse, but that's just because the FPS is so low. I don't see any ghosting or anything like that. When I play my games, Modern Warfare, CSGO, it is so much easier to see the enemies because I don't have that motion blur, that terrible smearing or anything like that. Even an IPS panel that had 200 hertz does not compare to this. All right, so now I'm gonna start up the game, and we're gonna see what it's like to play Doom Eternal on this monitor, or TV rather. So you're gonna kind of get a feel of what it's like to play on this. So I'm gonna open up Doom Eternal right here. We're gonna check it out. Full disclaimer, I'm pretty new to this game and I really suck at it, so don't judge me too much. But this is a pretty beautiful game. I got the HDR on in this game as well. I got everything maxed out. With ray tracing, 4K. There is one thing, if you want the G-Sync to work, there is one thing you're gonna wanna do. This TV has a problem where if you set the hertz or the FPS limit to 120 FPS, it kind of overshoots a little bit, and then you're gonna start seeing some screen tearing. So if you limit your FPS to 117, you're never going to see any screen tearing. Just a little note there. This looks incredible, guys. So as you can all see, using a 55-inch OLED is not a bad idea. If you just put in some mitigation techniques, such as sitting eye level to the center of the screen, having the screen to be a little bit further away from you than a typical monitor, then you're not gonna have any issues with headaches or neck strain or anything like that. And you're gonna have a great experience. You're gonna have a super immersive gaming experience. And also, if you're gonna use this for productivity, you're gonna have a huge 4K screen with all the real estate. So you can pretty much have 4 24-inch windows on each side, all 4 corners of the TV, and almost use it like a dual or quad monitor setup. It is a fantastic choice to use as a monitor. So I definitely recommend it. All right, you can find them used for a super good price out there. And yes, I know there's the concern of burn-in, but honestly, these newer OLEDs, they have a lot of mitigation techniques in there as well that can mitigate that burn-in. And you can do some things in Windows, such as auto hiding the taskbar or turning on screensaver after 5 minutes. That can pretty much eliminate any issues that you're gonna have with burn-in. And the only reason you're gonna have burn-in in the first place is if you display the same image hours upon hours a day. So if you're not doing that, if you're just using it like a normal monitor, you're not gonna have any issues whatsoever. All right, have a great day, guys.